our channel. I'm Destiny.
I'm Wanda.
And together we are
the mother and daughter duo.
Alright. Alright. Okay. Woo! Alright, so we are back with another health video.
Which is long overdue.
Yes, long overdue. Long overdue. So we're gonna get right into it. We're not gonna hold you guys up from the juicy information that we have. So you guys know we have our handy dandy notebooks.
Yes,
and
and right from the beginning, Destiny we want to make sure that we tell them that we are not dietitians
or healthcare professionals.
We are not healthcare professionals. We are not nurses. We are not any of those things. Mm-hmm. But what we are two set of people that happens to love health.
Yeah.
This is a topic that is near and dear to our hearts.
Yes,
and so we're going to get right into it. And so, which I know what you're thinking. So I'm gonna go right into it if I can get everything ready. Okay, you ready for me?
All right.
So you know, guys, that our first video about getting healthy, we talked about 7 keys. Mm-hmm. And my 7 keys was just that, 7 keys. Mm-hmm. But the first key was talking about, which is the first step, is right thinking. Because guys, if we don't get that right, we're never going to have success in getting healthy. Mm-hmm. Okay? And so I know what you're thinking. You know, we revisit that topic before, but I'm going to break them down because it's important. Yeah. So, Desi, I'm going to say this to you, and this is what I've learned over the years, and because right thinking is so important, I need to get it right, because if I don't get it right, I'm going to be in a tremendous, or let me rephrase that, I'm in a lot of trouble already. And so I got to get this right thinking down pat, and I got to keep it down pat, because when it comes to health and what I'm going through, one of them has got to win or lose. And so I got to get the right thinking right. But the secret to weight loss, Destiny, is not a secret at all for what mommy has learned over the years. It's not a secret at all. To lose, if you try to lose weight, you know what you need to do. And it's not about willpower, Destiny. It's about changing when you eat, how you eat, where you eat, what you eat, and doing so in a way, let me rephrase that. If I missed the why should be there as well. And doing it in a way that is custom designed just for you. I'm not talking about custom design for Sarah or Susie or Crystal or Mia. I'm talking about in a way that is custom designed just for you. And no, Destiny, I'm not talking about the who like in school. But I must say this to you.
I'm going to have to stop you right there. Okay, the reason why I think you can add the who back into the equation, because when you look around, well, who else is doing it? You know? It's only you. Unless you have a girlfriend that's like, hey, let's go out and have that slice of cake we love. You know, it could be every Friday. You guys have this tradition to just meet up and catch up, and, you know, grabbing a dessert can be a part of the tradition. Or you might have your significant other like, honey, I got those Krispy Kreme donuts I know you like. So unless it's one of those type of situations,
because he could be, he or she or whoever it is, can be sabotaging your health nutritional goals. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And they don't know that they're sabotaging.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Is it sabotaging? I can't pronounce it.
Yeah, I know what you're trying to say.
Sabotaging your health nutritional goals.
Yeah.
And I'm not a professional.
Yeah.
I'm not perfect, but I'm giving them food for thoughts.
Yeah. So I agree with that.
So what I hear you saying, Siobhan, is that, in other words, let me say this. People want to eat, Destiny, for no reason at all. If they're happy, they eat. If they're sad, they eat. Oftentimes when you break up with your significant other, you eat. If you and your best girlfriend had a falling out, you eat. If you go to a baby shower, you eat. You know, I hate to go there, but if for somebody that you know died, what's the first thing you do? When you go to the funeral. After the funeral comes the repast, and after the repast, what do? You eat. So everything is always surrounded. You see where I'm going with this, Destiny? Everything is always surrounded by food, food, food. But why don't we look at it different? Let's not surround ourselves with food all the time. Instead of your friend saying, or your significant other say, I'm going to pick up some fast food. Why don't you say, because I did right, you know, let me buy that black dress, or let's go get that manicure, let's get a pedicure, let's go out, let's go dance, or let's take a vacation, let's do anything, let's take in a movie, anything that we can do that doesn't have to be surrounded by food all the time. So you with me, Siobhan, so far? And because you interrupted me.
No, I was saying that otherwise than that, you know, it's self-sabotage. So yeah, I agree with that.
Okay. And since you want to say something, you go ahead.
Oh, I'm gonna keep it going, y'all. So something that I want you guys to hear is, if you did good the whole week, why would you let your weekend become your weekend? Why would you let your weekend become your weekend?
Explain.
I know you guys probably like, okay, you said that twice. But, you know, you did good Monday through Friday, and then the weekend comes.
I know where you're going with this.
And then, you know, somewhere, somehow on Saturday afternoon or evening, you had something you weren't supposed to. Okay. And then, you know, you just say, let me just indulge the entire rest of the weekend and start fresh on Monday.
And that's the
wrong mindset.
That's the wrong thing. This is what gets us in trouble from the beginning. We say to ourselves, well, I don't made that mistake. It's Friday. Well, it's the weekend now. And I'll just start. And that's not right thinking. You know what I'm saying? Because just like you said, if you're on the highway, you miss that exit, you're not going to keep on going. You're going to get off at the near exit. That's the first one. I talked about that before. You're going to turn around and go back. You got to go, unless you
don't care.
You change your destination. Then you keep going. But if you know what you need, you're going to turn around and go back. You know what I'm saying? We get too far gone. And because you made it, we all going to make mistakes. Are you going to be perfect all the time? Absolutely not.
No.
We're going to always stumble and fall. But what we're going to do is do what? Again, we're going to get up and dust ourselves off, and we're going to keep on going. And now let me let you go.
Okay, so next thing I had. You know, some people do everything that they can. You know, they're doing everything in their power to lose weight, and it's just not working out for them. And what I would suggest is to go ahead and schedule an appointment with your healthcare provider and have that discussion of your blood sugar levels, cholesterol, and possibly bring up the thought of a sluggish thyroid, because that can be the issue. You know, people look in the mirror in 1 month, 2 months, 3 months, and you're looking in the mirror like, you know, I'm not seeing any results. Like, I'm over here eating healthy, working out, I'm doing everything I can, and it's just not happening. So you might want to talk to your provider about what can be happening on the inside.
For instance, and now that you say that, for instance, Siobhan, as you know, mommy carried her weight, all my weight, just about in my midsection, and that can be a sign of metabolic syndrome. And I also carry my weight in my hips and thighs. That can be a sign of low estrogen. And so I'm glad that you said that. And so it's good that you go see your healthcare provider. Very good point. I didn't see that one coming. Okay. And so now, but you know what, Siobhan, now that you said that, but I want you to know that no food is off limits. But it's all about making better choices and allow yourself treats occasionally. So as long as you don't binge eat, that you don't go back to your same, old ways. And so, but I want you to be mindful as much as possible. And why do I say that? Oftentimes, Siobhan, we eat out of boredom. You ever go, like for instance, you see mommy do it. I'll go down the stairs to the kitchen and I'll get a bag of potato chips, and you know, just like Lay's, nobody can eat just one, and you eat that one. You said I'm just gonna get a few.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And the next thing you know, you're constantly eating and eating and eating, and the whole bag of potato chips gone. Or you have those Krispy Kremes,
Yeah.
and you say, I got it this
Right,
time.
just one
I
donut.
can leave those donuts right there. I'm gonna go get that donut. And what do? You find yourself late in the midnight hour
Creeping
downstairs to go get
And the
that
reason,
get that
why I
donut.
know is because I'm guilty of polishing off an entire
Yes.
pint of Ben and Jerry's ice cream.
Yes.
So I feel
Yes.
it.
Yeah, we girls love, like, whatever's going on,
Yeah.
we can soothe ourselves with ice cream, and ice cream with anything.
Any
But most girls are curl up with that,
Ice
that
cream.
thing of ice cream,
Yes.
get that comfort blanket, and
Watch
you'll be
TV.
done polished off a whole pint of
Ben and
ice cream.
Jerry's is so rich and
Yes.
good. Oh, I
Yes.
can't help it.
And what is my favorite kind?
I think it's half baked.
With the brownies in it. But let's get back to
Yeah.
topic. Let's get back to topic, because we could lose ourselves.
Yeah.
So
You know what I think? This is what I wrote down. You need to plan what you're going to eat each day and stick to it.
yeah.
If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. I know it can be a tongue twister.
Everybody heard that before.
If you fail to plan, you plan to fail. When you plan, it prevents you from eating on impulse, you know?
Yeah.
You have that meal prep in place. Oh Lord, I'm hungry. What I do, you grab that salmon, brown rice, and collard greens, heat it up, and it's done. Otherwise, you're panicking, you're hungry. Okay, let's just go grab some Burger King. And it's not a good
I think I
choice.
hear what you're saying.
Yeah. So it frees you from making those last minute decisions.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Well, good point, Destiny.
Yeah.
It does.
Yeah.
Because if you don't, like you said, if you plan to fail it, you know on your way home. But if you have that food already prepared,
Yeah.
on your way home, you can say, I can just get home.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And otherwise, if you know it's nothing there, you're more than likely to go through that drive-through and grab
Or the
something.
drive-thru is dangerous.
Yeah, and you have no business being there.
Yes.
But you were saying, I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. So let's get real about our nutritional choices. You know, what should you be eating? I'm gonna tell you guys some high yield foods you should be eating if
Okay.
you don't know. Fruits, vegetables, you know, those nuts and seeds, fish, whole grains, lettuce, tomatoes, zucchini. You get the
Okay.
vibe. The cucumbers, carrots, asparagus, chicken, seafood. Yes, those are all. Well, not all, but some high yield foods that you can eat.
Okay, since you said high yield foods, you got me thinking, then I'm going to talk about low yield foods.
Ooh.
Something that you should stay away from. Especially, Siobhan, if you battle, as myself, high blood pressure, low blood sugars, some of the, like if you are on the borderline for sugar diabetes, you need to stay away from stuff like, some of the things, donuts, cakes and cookies. Those 5 things that I talk about, those 5 white foods: white bread, white flour, white sugar, white potatoes, and white bread.
Oh,
White rice.
white
If
rice.
whatever, they know
Yeah.
what I'm doing. Opt for, instead of white potatoes, let's switch them into sweet potatoes. So those are some of the low yield foods that you need to stay away from.
Yeah.
Since you talked about high yield, I'm going to give you the low yield foods, because you know what, Siobhan, a lot of people don't realize, baby, that those foods, and especially, Siobhan, canned goods, I talked about high blood pressure, they carry a lot of sodium, and it causes you to retain water. And so you want to take them packaged food that you tend to go into your local store and get, or your supermarket, and you see those healthy choices. You will be better off fixing your own food. That's why we talked about
And it tastes
planning.
so much better.
Yes, because you know what you put in it.
Yeah.
And a lot of people don't know a lot of things in sodium. Some of the ketchups, the mayonnaise,
those hidden sugars.
Yes, those hidden sugars is what you want. I put something better like dried fruit. You know what I'm saying? You know, something like that. But friends, we have to pay attention to what we are thinking and what is it that we are thinking. And if it's not working, replace it with thinking or things that work. You're going to stumble, no doubt about it. But again, as I said earlier, I want you to dust yourself off, and I want you to get back up. Let's not wait until everyone, let's not do what everybody tend to think that they're going to do.
Yeah.
Another example, Siobhan, we know that we're at the latter part of the year. it's the new year coming in,
Yeah.
and so everybody say, just remember we talked about making that U-turn. Everybody say, okay, it's the latter part of the year. We might as I'm gonna wait till the new year. No. That's not right thinking.
Yeah.
Let's forget about starting. Let's start right here, right now. Make sense? Let's start right now.
I like that. I'm next. Okay. Friends, if you honestly think you can out-train a bad diet, then think again. No. Or lose weight, whatever the case may be. You know, I hate to say it, but weight loss is 90% of what you eat. I know we're not talking about it, but I just wanted to throw that out there really quickly. And your supplements are exactly what they sound like, in addition to a substitute. It's not a one and done. Don't think you can eat the junk and come back home and take your vitamins like
And that's,
I did
you know,
it.
I'm glad that you said that you brought that point up,
Yeah.
because a lot of people think that they can do so. A lot of people can go, Siobhan will go to McDonald's, whether that be Taco Bell, whether that be Wendy's,
Yeah.
the Pizza Hut, Subway. You, Siobhan, I'm glad that you say, I don't care what you do. And again, when I say it to our friends here, I apply those same methods to myself, to ourselves, because I don't care what you do, you cannot out-train a bad diet. It's just not going to happen. You go, so, and why would you? You put in all that effort to go in and do the right things, and you got everything aligned, and then you want to go back
and destroy the body.
and
with all the
destroy
junk. No.
yourself with all the wrong things. That's not right thinking. And so I say that again, challenge yourself. And if it's not working for you, put it in, challenge yourself to do. And oftentimes, let me just say this, as myself, sometimes we have to slow down our thinking. In other words, it's almost like a tape recorder. You got to say to myself, what was I doing before X, Y, and Z? Or are you with me? And what I mean when I say that, was you thinking about food prior to you getting ready to make that bad decision? Let's stop saying, I got this, I can eat, and then go to the gym and exercise and work it out. No. That it doesn't work. Siobhan, until we get rid of that way of thinking, we're gonna always be in the wrong mindset. And you said something about, I think I heard you say supplements. Supplements are just what they say. It's in addition to you're doing all the right things, because if you go out, you can go out here, Siobhan, and get multivitamins, you can get your vitamin D's, you can get your,
You just won't every day realistically get them all.
Yes, in other words, because those things can come from food.
Yeah.
But if you think that, again, like I said, I'm training a bad diet, which you brought up a good point, you can go do all those things, but if they're not in addition to you're doing the right thing, again, it's just not going to work. It just isn't going to happen. It's not going to happen. You can play. In other words, what you're basically doing is taking your money and throwing it down the drain. That's what you're doing.
That makes sense.
I'm sorry to cut you up, but
You're
I
fine.
get, mommy is so adamant about it.
Everyone. We must set aside the mindset or the way of thinking that keeps defeating us, you know?
Oh, yeah.
I like to call them ants. You know,
Oh,
automatic negative thoughts.
I got it.
Yep.
Ants. You know what? You good. You good. You listen to you. I hear you.
Yeah.
Those ants, and you know them ants, them automatic negative thoughts.
Yes.
Is what you're sabotaging yourself already. You're saying to yourself, I can't do this.
Yeah.
I'm just gonna wait till I'm just gonna start all over. Those automatic negative thoughts. Remember I talked about challenging yourself in a way that it works for you, because like I said, you'll keep saying to yourself, I can't do this, or I'm going to start over the next, and it's always the next thing, right here, right now. Right here, right now.
I like that.
I wanted to say this, and remember what I talked about in the beginning about Susie, me, or whatever. I want you to know, Destiny, here, that diet, and what diet? What's about diet?
We mentioned this in our first video.
Yes.
D-I-E-T.
And
Let's take off the T for a moment. I just want to think about that.
Live bodies, live food. Dead bodies, dead foods. But where I was going at with this, Siobhan, and again, like I said, I know we have a little sense of humor, but again, this is near and dear to our hearts. When I say that diet that says not a one size fits all, well, I want you to know, where I want to go with this, and mommy wants you to hear me. Siobhan, remember I talked about what works for you was something, not a diet, but nutrition that is custom designed for you. If weight loss is your goal, let me reiterate, if that is your goal, I want you to stop listening at Kim, Mary, Jane, and Sue. Because again, what works for you may not work for me, and I'm going to tell you where I'm going with this. I'm going to talk about some of the latest diet trends that they have on, like Wegovy. It's something Cheryl Underwood take. It's famous. You talking about Ozempic. I hear a very good friend that we follow, Patrice Denise, who is doing quite well on it. And I love her channel because she motivates us to stay on the right track, and she always have good things, and she's very motivational over there. So that's one of the good channels that you can talk, that's dead on point too. I like her. What I do like about the Patrice Denise is when she talking about health, she doesn't say go take this. In other words, she always say, in addition to, if you're going, as I say, when you're going to see your healthcare provider, I'm not going to give you something that I have and say, Destiny, here, take this.
You don't know mine.
Because I don't know your health history. So what if I should want have something, and I heard, and I don't want to condemn anybody, but people, we have to be mindful about what we're doing. You cannot go offer someone something that you have in your medicine cabinet and give it to them, because what works for you may not work for me. So I go give you this Ozempic or Wegovy, and you take this, and then something happens to that person.
You're reliable.
I don't know if you can be held out because they, like, you took it at, well, the first thing a person said, well, she took it. But people, that's not the right mindset. It may not work for you. So, and like I said, I know that they're good, but go to your health provider first and make sure that your numbers or your health is in alignment with what it is that them prescribe it to you, rather than you say, oh, let me go get it. Sometimes people, they get so desperate in trying to get healthy, or like I said, if you're trying to lose weight, someone, they go and order stuff online, and I've seen it time and time again, and you have no inkling as to what you're doing or what you're getting ready to get yourself involved in.
And the reason why I agree with that is because, you may go to your doctor and, let's just say, oh, Dr. Kelly, I've heard about Ozempic and I really want to try it. And, Dr. Williams might say, Miss Kelly, based on your numbers, Ozempic is not a good choice for you.
Right.
And you're like, what if you would have took that on your own without consulting with them?
Right. And it's
just take the time out to make the appointment.
I know, family, and I apologize to you from the fullest extent of from the bottom of my heart. I know me and Destiny had a little humor, but as you know, when you're doing YouTube, you have to have some humor. But when you get down to the nitty gritty of it all, it's very important. We have to get that right thinking in order. We got to stop worried about what our next door neighbor's doing when she found success. Okay and great, and you applaud that person, but please, let's not go out here buying the wrong things or think that we can do this on our own. Or you understand what I'm saying? Just take your time, do a little research, go to your doctor. Just do it. I just rather you be safe than sorry. I don't want you to go take nothing and it counteracts with you and it don't go well. So just, again, right thinking, be mindful about what you're doing.
Next point. I feel like there is a good percentage of Americans, let's just say 90% of Americans are on the SAD diet. And it's just, it's not
sad.
Good. Yeah, it's sad. So yeah, just about, I say 90% of Americans are on the SAD diet, and it consists of the pizza, the soda, the donuts. You're probably asking, well, what is the SAD diet? The standard American diet. Every American loves pizza, soda, donuts,
cookies, sodas,
every American,
ice cream. Yeah, that's the SAD diet.
The SAD diet.
It's sad. And it's sad. It's a sad diet.
It's a sad diet.
Because food really is killing us.
Yeah.
It is, because the chemicals
that they're putting
that
into
they're
it.
putting into our food is basically is killing us, and we can't see past it.
Yeah.
You know, we talked about that, you know, in the previous videos, and like I said, I know we did the 7 keys, and I know we talked about, but I want to do it the way I feel comfortable with doing it on our channel.
Yeah.
And I want to talk about right thinking, because Siobhan, I as I said to you in the previous video, in our previous health video, I challenged them with right thinking because it's something that I struggle with. And friends, I'm telling you, I have got to get right thinking in check, because it's costing me. I cannot talk without taking a breath. You probably don't see it in the video, but when mommy talk, they don't see the rise and fall. I struggle with getting up the stairs. I struggle with sleep at night.
Yeah.
You know, the knees hurt, the pain in the back. And friends, I'm gonna go there. I'm gonna put myself in a vulnerable position for you. When I talked about right thinking, and it's important that we get our health, you know, in check. If I stand up to you, you will see that I carry my stomach in this over my knees. My feet is swelling. I gas for air. I have high blood pressure, heart disease. The doctor had prescribed me medications. We both know that. I refuse to take them because
It defeats the purpose of me sitting here advocating how healthy you guys.
Because with every effect with medicine has a side effect. And the reason why I don't want to take medicine, we said what in the beginning, that food be thy medicine and medicine be thy food. In other words, if we just take time to do what it is that we need to do, we don't need, unless, let me make a correction, let me go back. Unless and there's some underlying health conditions, some people have to be on medication. But for the most part, such as myself, this can be, I can get a hold of it.
Yeah.
But what has to change? The right thinking. And if I don't get the right thinking in check, it's gonna cost me.
Yeah.
I hate, friends, I'm gonna be serious here. It's going to cost me my life. I talked about that in the beginning, and so this is a place where I'm being vulnerable. We talked about us women, even if men is watching, about it being our sole place to land. I'm coming to you as saying to you from a friend, from me to you, to reach out. If you're struggling with health issues, or you're going through some of the same things that I'm going through, or either you might say, well, how could Destiny be struggling? Destiny suffers with some of the same health issues as I do. And so we challenge you to reach out to, we can do this together.
Yeah.
We can all, you say, well, how can it, well, we have social media, that's how we met
everyone
that we know
so,
here.
Yeah,
so we can make it where we can hold each other accountable. We can reach out through Instagram. Hey, Wanda, I'm having a bad day. Call me and Destiny. Or I can call Sarah and say, I'm just throwing a name out there. You know, let's talk about it.
So,
together we can do this thing. Mommy, sorry.
No, I was just saying, no, I agree with that. I agree with that.
Because health, I was
just saying, I agree. We share the same health problems. And you're looking like, well, how can someone with Destiny's physical build and appearance be suffering with what she's suffering with? But I have health issues. But I was saying, guys, remember, people, live food, live bodies, dead food, dead bodies. Try to stick with foods that grow above the ground.
Yes.
If that makes sense. Because again, with right thinking, I want us to think about it. You ever go in a grocery store and you pick up a can of food and it says it expires next year?
Right.
Well, now hold on.
I know where you're going.
If you bought some bananas, would they last until next year? Hold on now. If you all have went into the store and picked up some canned goods and said, oh, let me check that. Oh, they didn't expire to 2025.
You can still have those. You can still have those canned
goods. It's 2023. You mean to tell me this can last until 2025?
So therefore, you shouldn't be eating.
No, that means you're not digesting it. Then it's just sitting in you. If you bought some bananas today, They would not last until 2025,
have,
especially a week.
You probably have it 2 days.
You probably have them less than 72 hours. So I just want us to think about, this is what we're putting in our, something that can last that long. We die after a while. We don't last that long. Fruits and vegetables don't last that long. I just want us to really think about it. It expires after over 2 or 3 years. That's crazy.
When you talk about last, Siobhan, and I'm gonna go back again. We talking about nutrition here, about doing all the right things to get healthy. If you want to lose weight, then it'll automatically follow. I'm glad you said that about sitting there. Siobhan, one of the first steps to getting healthy or getting rid of food, which is the first step, but it's often overlooked. I bet you can't tell me. Detox. I'm glad it's detox. Well, if you want to give yourself, and I'm not to say that you can't do it without it, but if you want to really give yourself a clean foundation, start getting with it. If you can do, some people do a 3, but I would say the average detox would start and do it for at least 7 days. And so you can get some of those, maybe you might be having those cravings of cookies and cakes, and so you can almost kind of start off with a clean set. And it doesn't have to be expensive. You can do something as simple as a green juice, drinking green juice, starting off with probiotic. And I'm not going, let me rephrase, I'm not going to go there because I'm going to take them step by step, because remember we talked about, and I know they're saying, well, Wanda and Destiny, I don't want to give up all of that. I don't want to give up the goodies. We got a solution for your Snickers, your cake. We're going to give it to you all. But it is high time, friends, that Destiny and I get back to getting healthy. It's about that time. And so we talked about this, a month or so ago on the first video, and it's long by the time, and they probably thought by now we've dropped it because we didn't come back to it, but I have to get back to it. I gotta get it, because I keep the same thing that I'm saying to them is what I keep saying. Next thing is right here, right now.
I want you to think of your unhealthy foods as drugs. I hate to say it. I mean, when you do that detox, that's kind of like the rehab, and you're cleaning yourself out.
Right.
Once you get clear of those drugs, then you don't crave them anymore. And I'm not saying that you can't just go straight in, but it does help kick those cravings out. You know what I'm saying? Just like with drugs, once it's out, you don't crave it.
And that's where I'm going to start, because I have so much. A lot of people, I don't want to get there, but if you're carrying such as I shown them, if you're eating 3 times a day, they know where I'm going. You should be doing what?
You should be exiting that food out
3 times a day. And you start to say that it's not normal. It is. You should be.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So that's where I'm going to start. I'm going to do a detox to start it. To get things rolling. And I'm not going to wait until the 3 weeks from now for the new year. Yeah. Right here.
So guys, I just want to say this one thing. Remember, you can either pay the farmer now or the pharmacy later.
And as I always say, and I'm going to say it again, as I said in my last video, it's your health, it's your life, it's your decision. It's just that simple.
Alright guys, so this just about wraps it up. We hope that we gave you guys some good key points. And we want
to stay tuned for more, because we're going to take it there together. I'm hoping that somebody will reach out to Desi and I and say, you know what, Wanda, Desi, I want to get healthy with you guys. And so I challenge you to do so. Leave it in the comments. We can kind of get together through Instagram, which we all of us do anyway, and say, you know what, I want to come along with you guys on this health nutrition journey. I challenge you to do so. If you're remotely going through anything that we're going through, I challenge you to come on. Let's do it together. We're a team here.
Yeah. So I forgot what I was gonna say. I hope that we give you guys some good key points, and we want to just thank all of our subscribers. We love you guys very, very much, and we love you duo too. So make sure you like, comment, and share, turn your notifications. We will see you in the next video. Bye.